So at currently, it seems the experts on the Hill here, are must be advising a narrow path, which McHenry seems happy to take, which is by and large his actions. He has the full authority of the speakership directed toward the election of the next speaker. Now, keep in mind, the first thing he did yesterday was to put the House into recess for a number of days, it seems. So
Now,
maybe
that's
that.
something I want to ask you about because with a foreign audience, they may not understand you're in this big mess right now, all this chaos, and the deadline is looming for all these big, huge appropriations bills, and you go on recess for a week.
Yes.
So why did the House do that?
Well, the reality is the House needs a fully elected speaker to have really the authority of the position. And the Republicans are not anywhere near coalescing, if they can coalesce, around a replacement for Speaker McCarthy. And I think there's just too much turmoil, really, for Republicans to think about how they would advance any bills or make any progress in the absence of settling the leadership question.
So they're kind of forced to take this time out, you're saying, because they have to coalesce and they have to at least try to come up with enough votes to get a new speaker.
Certainly, and just to keep in mind that the acting speaker, McHenry, can recess the House without a vote, right? And so this he knows he can take care of. You can imagine even if someone wanted to formally adjourn for a little while, that takes a vote and might not work. Or let's say he wanted to there are some pending spending bills. Could he bring them up on the floor? Well, even if he could, they're not going to pass. Certainly in today's turmoil amongst the House Republicans. Keep in mind, right, the point of this whole rule where there's a speaker in waiting was originally were there to be, God forbid, another 9/11. And in that situation, we might want a House that's ready to legislate and ready to go on. So absolutely, this is precedent setting, but in a really, really narrow path, which hopefully we won't have another episode of this.